that the state government is on course, determined and very serious to get these stormwater projects completed as quickly as possible. The one of NABC that runs through DLA, Jesus Saves, across NABC, FMC, down to the Awai River is about 80% completed. As soon as we are done with the surface discharge by the river end, once that is completed, you will see that the flooding in the Jesus Saves DLA Greek Road corridor of the state will be reduced. While that of DPS through Cabinet Road to Amil River is about 40% completed. However, if you visit that project, you discover that it's being done in sections. We are dealing with those areas that has very deep excavation. Thereafter, we are going to connect the sections before connecting it at the discharge. And of course, this will not create much impact, as we were told in the last press briefing, in this rainy season. It therefore means that in this rainy season, we are still going to experience some challenges. There are still going to be inconveniences to those living in Asaba and Upper area of the state capital. The one along Ambassador Ralph Way is also being done in sections. Of course, if you go to Bori Girls' Course, you'll see what is being done there. And if you go to the Awai River, you can see the people have already started working on the discharge. Once that is connected, they will now move to the Upper Road end to properly connect the Upper Road to the Bori Girls' Course. And while this is going on, of course, we are going to experience some inconveniences, as we experienced in the last rainy season. Now, if you go through the social medias, you can see there are a lot of videos going around the whole place, contradicting themselves. It's proper to put these issues in their proper perspective. Now, the Upper Road was actually awarded on the 13th December 2013. Now, when we came on board on the 29th of May 2015, there were virtually no structure on that road. What I mean by no structure is that the road construction was done to an extent that you cannot define whether it's dualized or a single carriageway. The drains that were started were not actually connected. And so when we came, immediately we decided to revalidate that project, which of course is in two sessions. We have the first session, which is about 3.14 kilometers. I'm sorry, the first session is 1.9 kilometers. Then the dualized session, 3.14 kilometers. The entire stretch of that road itself is about 6.25 kilometers. Now when we came, we directed the contractor, Tratrice, to take over the work that was done by the initial contractor, which was Moody's, that was working on the initial drains, to ensure that the drains are properly aligned and flows properly. And you can see that since we came on board, we've made deliberate efforts to ensure that that project is completed as quickly as possible and according to specifications. And so it was observed that on Friday 13th and Tuesday 17th of July, there was a very heavy downpour. The stormwater was so heavy, of volume of about 15 meters, from the adjoining roads down to the Opanam Road. The implication of that, the adjoining roads are alternate roads. And now you see a very high velocity that has the capacity to even pull down a building, that has the capacity to pull down any structure on that right of way. If not that, we've started these stormwater drains that act as breakers in some sections. For instance, the water that will have moved down to Opanam Road, part of it was captured by the drains at the Borigo stores. And now the implication of what happened the 2 days was construction is still ongoing. And so there was a gap at the point at which tractors have laid asphalt. And once there is gap, it therefore means that water will not permeate into the asphalt. And what that will lead to is the pulling off of that section, as you can see at the Midwifery Road junction. It's not unusual. It's not something strange. In construction, as you are working, when you have such situation, definitely there is going to be some sections are going to be affected. The good thing is that it's not roads that have been completed. Construction is also ongoing. And at that section is only binder cost of 50 mm that have been laid. There's still a wearing cost that have not been laid. And until that wearing cost is laid, because it's dual carriageway, it will not bind properly. And that's what led to what happened last week Friday and this week Tuesday. That was yesterday. And so I'm taking my time to explain this so that we understand precisely what is happening. And I want you to take time to visit that session. You discover that immediately we have that experience. The contractor was on ground to remedy the situation. I was there at about 7 p.m. yesterday evening. That was my second time of visiting the place. And even this morning, I was at the hospital where we are doing renovation. I was there before going to the hospital. That's to tell you the seriousness we are attached to that situation. The contractor is on site, and all efforts are being made to remedy the situation. Apart from the high volume of water that is coming from the adjoining streets that led to that high velocity that affected that section of the Opanam Road, we have a serious problem with the drains, especially the culvert at the cornerstone. The people living along that corridor, I don't know whether they are the only one doing it, there are people coming there. They've turned that place to refuse dump, where they now put their refuse right in the culvert. And that led to blocking of that culvert. Water is no longer flowing properly as it should. And the implication is water will not find itself on the surface of the road. And of course, you know the consequences of that. And so I want to use this opportunity to appeal to those living along Opanam Road who have decided to use our drains as refuse dump to please desist from it. Because the effect is going to be more on them that live along that corridor than those who live on that part of Asaba. Because from that cornerstone junction down to almost the legislative quarters, you can see the high level of station as a result of refuse dump. Even the weed holes, those small holes that water is supposed to go through to the drains, are being filled with refuse. And that is creating serious problems for us. We know the contractor is on site, is desisting from time to time. But if we continue like this, and when they finally hand over the road to us, it therefore means that we are going to be faced with serious challenges. And that's why we decided that there's need for us to brief you. And if you discover what happened, when the rain fell, 2 2 hours after the rain, the water was completely drained. Even when the construction had not been completed, that is to tell you the functionality, the effectiveness of the stormwater drain which we are constructing. If it can happen this way, it therefore means that when we complete that, those 2 stormwater drains along the Asaba axis, it therefore means that the issue of flooding will be an issue of the thing of the past. So I want to thank you so much for the patience and for listening to us. Thank you. As you can see, almost all the questions are the same, just framed in a different way. Now, starting from Nigerian News Agency of Nigeria, numerous roads being constructed at the same time across the state capital. Now, you will discover that these roads, some of them were being handled by the Capital Territory Agency, while some others are being handled by the Ministry of Works. Now, these roads, if you have taken your time to go around, some of the streets you are seeing that will be used as alternative routes for the championship. What is going on is palliative work. Palliative work, not outright construction, reconstruction, or rehabilitation. But what you can see happening in Jesus Save Road now is being handled by CCCC. The clear directive given to them is for them to carry palliative work to make it motorable for the championship. It is after the rainy season that full construction will take place at Jesus Saves. DLA, we are not doing anything on that road now until after the rainy season. Thank God we have been able to capture the underground drain connecting DLA. What is left to be done in that area is to deseat the surface drains along DLA so that they will not drain properly into the sewer. And once that is done, construction can now begin. In fact, 4 p.m. today, we are having a meeting in my office with him and the stakeholders on DLA Road. Not for this period, after the race. Then I'm just taking the ones that are connected, the ones that are connected together. The cuttings you are seeing across some of the roads in Asaba will be completed by next week, maximally next week, Wednesday. By Friday, we expect that the NABC road will have been opened. You can discover that they work all through the night. And we are using ring culverts, rings. It therefore means that you don't have to bother for that 21, 28 days cure before using them. And the smith we are using is not the regular smith you are used to. This smith cures within 2-3 days. They are special smith for this job. And so if you go there now in the NABC road, you can see that the place is ready. There is going to be given 2 days, 2 to 3 days before it will be open to traffic. Then as for the one here, of course, if you have gone there this morning, you can see what is happening. It will be ready between now and Wednesday next week. And so there's no fear. And we do not have plans. I'm going straight to Tribune. We do not have plans to stop any ongoing construction. But I want to assure you that there will be proper cleaning of the state capital where construction is taking place. That it will befit the state capital. I'm taking out of IT, AIT together. Please, there is no fear. We are working around the clock to ensure that construction work are completed. The ones who cannot complete, we will ensure that they are motorable for use during the 5 days of the competition. We are aware that our visitors will start coming on the 30th to 31st of this month. And so we have put everything in place to ensure that all these constructions are completed before that day. If you visit Amai Road, you can see the asphalt that is almost completed. Even FMC, we are almost done with the asphalting work. When I visited the place yesterday, I was shocked because CCCC are doing their best to ensure that all these things are done as quickly as possible. Say championship is here. Are we sure the adjoining streets will be fixed? That also has been answered. Then you made mention, are we sure that we can complete the ongoing roads before the championship? That I've responded to. Then Felix said he's not too sure what is leading to the blocking of sitting of drains is a result of refuse being dumped in the drains. There's sand from the adjoining street. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. But the truth is that the drains are self-cleansing. They are so big and steep to the extent that if you don't have hard objects, the sand will flow easily to discharge. But when you have hard objects like cellophane and other things that now holds the sand back, it will now lead to a build-up of sand. And that's what you are seeing, leading to siltation of our drains, especially along the urban area. And so the refuse contribute 80% to the siltation of drains in that axis of the road because they are hard objects. Instead of the water carrying the sand along as it flows, because of the steeping nature, this hard object help because this cellophane is hard object that does not dissolve. And so when they are together, they act as block to the sand, which leads to siltation of drains very quickly. While sand is contributes, the hard objects helps it faster. I've answered why will our guests look at the states when they come and see construction taking place all over the place. Construction is a continuous exercise. Everywhere in the world, where even in China and Russia recently, where you have the FIFA World Cup, if you are very observant, you see even when the competition was going on, there is still work taking place in the major stadium. The major stadium, construction work is still going on. It's something you don't stop. It's a continuous one. The issue is how do you approach it? That it does not cause a menace to the society. It does not create hazards to the people doing the competition. That is the key. And that's what put into consideration. We are going to ensure that there's going to be proper, what you are seeing on Summit Road. I want to assure you within the next few days, you will not see all those those materials that they excavated. The contractor have already started covering the drains with slabs. Just go there, you see what is happening. When they walk, they cover, they walk, they cover. Most, even the asphalt to take care of that section of the road is ready. As soon as the materials are removed, sharp sand will be introduced, cross stone will be done, and asphalt work will be done. It's possible, and we are very confident that we will meet up. I've said before that we don't intend to put on hold any job. The only thing we have said that Jesus said there will be no serious construction because if we start anything now, we cannot finish it. So what the contractor has been directed through the capital territory, of which I'm very much aware of, and part of the decision is to carry out palliative work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Importance of that comes for us as a government, and I am very sure that there are measures in place to ensure that the discharge there does not affect those fish ponds. You want to have anything to say? Huh? Want to say something? Okay, thank you very much. Then the Ibidiri, just on Monday this week, I sent a team of engineers made up of very senior directors of the Ministry of Works. Director North, Director South, and other engineers, about 7 of them or so, to visit the site because of what we saw on social media. And when they visited the site, they met with the President General and other leadership of the community. They met with the contractor, and they also met with the those who actually petitioned. And they went with the bill of engineering measurement, the payment, to ensure that what the contractor is doing is in line with what we have in our bill. I'm yet to have a full brief on their visits, because I was also at Warri for the Warri stormwater control measure, which we tend to also introduce in Efrom and the Warri axis. But however, the preliminary report suggested that there was a gap between the petitioners and our contractor. The initial length of that road was 6.5 kilometers. But what was awarded by the state government as phase 1 was 3 kilometers. And the petitioner stated that it's supposed to be 2 side drains. But what we awarded was 1 side drain. And the diameter of the drain we awarded was 750 by 750 by 150 mm, which is in line with our bill. Now, our people that went there was if they were able to take their time to explain the situation to the community and to those who were doubting what the contractor was doing. The only thing our people observed, I'm here to, what they gave this preliminary report, I've told them to put it in writing, because I have to forward it also to the governor, since they have been in the public domain. Now, what we observe is that there was a culvert, there was a section that was supposed to have a culvert, which they filled with sharp sand. Of course, the culvert was introduced, but in their wisdom, they discovered that the design, although the design said the culvert should be in that point, they discovered that if they put it, the water will not flow properly in terms of sharing the flow of water. And I told you it's 1 side drain. And so whatever culvert you are introducing, you should be very sure that it will flow to the side where you have the drains. And so they decided to demolish the culvert that they had introduced before, which the team also insisted that they should do it and align it properly to the side where you have the drain. That was the only issue that was reported to me. Then when it is finally submitted in black and white, then we'll know what to do next. But I think there is no issue. The issue of the rods using 10 mm instead of 16 mm, I doubt. I think what we have there is 12 mm. We don't use 16. Because how do you use 16 mm for culvert? No, we don't. It's 12. And our people went to their yard. They saw the 12 mm on ground. The only thing I've asked the superintendent engineer and the zonal engineer to do, to destroy that culvert that have been demolished, and let me have one of the pieces of rod. From there, we will determine whether it's actually 12 they use or 10. So we are investigating and will come out with a report as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.
The pedestrian bridge, sir.
Okay, the pedestrian bridge. Well, the contracts have been awarded. The 2 pedestrian bridges, the one at Abraka, then the one at Summit Road have been awarded. Then we are having problems. We're having challenges. The challenges has to do with where we have the ramp. It therefore means that, especially the one at Abraka, there's going to be so much demolition. So we agree that there will be need to redesign it. And therefore that means that it's going to increase the cost. And that's why the contractor has not mobilized to site. As soon as we sort out those technical problems, the contractor will move to site. They've been awarded. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen.